Alright everyone. Just to shut up those of you who got angry from being baited into the late game video trap, here's some real, genuine late game for you. Though it wasn't by choice I went late game, rather I was pretty much forced into it cause I was going an eco strategy versus another eco player, unsurprisingly because it was being played on arguably the easiest map ever, Vortex Storm. I know I've said it time and time again, but seriously what a joke of a boss arena this is. The word boss makes it sound so daunting and intimidating, and then once you jump into a game you realize it's essentially the complete opposite. The same could somewhat apply to the other boss arenas too. While Bloonerius and Blastopopolis are definitely harder than Vortex, they are really no different from your average game on North Pole or Offside. Cause if these boss arenas are just gonna have normal rules, I'd certainly expect it to be of at least Hydro Dam level, maybe even surpassing Indoor Pools level, but I guess not. And so because Vortex is way too easy of a map, this is what you are seeing now, super duper quarter speed epic late game action, with my sub, Ninja, Chipper and Ice loadout versus Alex's clearly superior Dart, Sub, Chipper and Super Monkey. If he actually chose Sub as one of his towers and got Chipper or Super Monkey as his random fourth tower, then hashtag unlucky on my part. But if he didn't, well, I'll be damned cause if I had known he would be picking towers for a late game then I would have just gone farms and ended it quick, which I would be certainly confident winning with. But no, I went with a Ninja Sub and Chipper strategy for the sole reason of countering the farms, which he didn't have. Perhaps it could have been worth to try a gigantic Moab rush, but I didn't know what his other towers were at that point other than the Sub, and such a rush will set you so far behind that the risk wasn't worth it to me. Well, it came to bite me in the ass, cause the moment I saw him place a Sun God and Chipper down a few minutes later on round 35 I knew I was fucked. Even without bomb sacrifices, temples are 1,000 times better at dealing with Moabs than anything the ninja can do, including the insane slow stacking you can get with the ninja and ice abilities. Hence why you see so much shit on my screen compared to his. It's the result of the accumulation of 20 plus rounds of unkillable blimps and counting. Even knowing all of this, for some odd reason I continued to play in the off chance he would disconnect or go AFK, which as you can tell has not yet happened as of round 105, or 60 minutes in. But was it really 60 minutes? Of course not cause there's this thing called slow-mo that will want to make you rip your guts out. In reality this 60 minutes was more like 180, so you could imagine how much fun I was having spamming my abilities while the game was running at a snail's pace. Before you feel bad for me wasting hours of my time trying to grind out a miracle win, don't feel bad cause I at least got some stuff done in the meantime, like finishing up writing a commentary for one of my videos, catching up with my weekly readings, and chatting with my friends on Skype about the amazing, intense heart-racing game I was currently playing on the side. So don't blink otherwise you might miss the best part of the game. In the meantime let's just answer some questions that I got from the last video. First one, which is about PC specs. I suppose I didn't give you enough details in the Q&A video, so here's a screenshot of my GPU specs as well. Why do all the pro players use nuclear subs? Well, they don't use it on every map. There's only a few select maps where subs are really good on, like maps that have really long bends like Battle Park or even this map. As for the popping power bit, well, I'll assume that you don't know that the nuclear sub is about the most popping power you can get for cheap, since there's no limit on how many balloons it can target at once. Next question, well, there's none cause I don't feel like answering the rest. Now for another poll. I probably should have brought this up a few minutes ago where it was more relevant, but whatever. Which of the three boss arenas do you like most? Bloonerius, Vortex, Blastopopolis, or maybe you haven't played any of them yet and can't decide. I'm not actually sure whether there's any more boss arenas other than these three currently, 'Cause if you've played Monkey City then you'll know there's another nasty blimp out there called Bloon, which is basically a watered-down version of the highly superior ISAB Bloon. So yeah, not sure if Ninja Kiwi already has that arena ready, cause that probably should have came out last weekend instead of repeating Vortex again. Maybe it'll be out tomorrow, who knows. That's gonna do it for me. Unlike most other videos where most of you get lost after the commentary ends, I encourage all of you to stay because this intense late game battle is about to get even more intense. I know your heart's racing and so is mine. It really can't get better than this. Honestly, why rush when you can play awesome 3-hour games like this? As always, I appreciate likes. Make sure to hashtag Ninja Power or hashtag Temple Power to see what you think will prevail. Have a late game day. That may not make sense to you, but it does to me, and that's all that matters.